Hello, everybody. My name is Colespace, and welcome to the ColespaceXP Podcast. Thank you all so much for watching or listening, whichever one you are doing. I appreciate that so much. But today we're going to talk about a random gaming topic that I thought would just be a fun topic to discuss on the podcast. So I wanted to talk about multiplayer versus single player and kind of why what I like about each one and which one I kind of prefer, and maybe some of the good things and the bad things about each of those. And usually I would give you guys a whole explanation and a whole episode, but I'm actually going to start with my answer and then go into the details. So I'm going to give you the answer right away from the beginning of this podcast episode, and I will tell you why and kind of just talk throughout the episode. So, single player. I prefer single player. Multiplayer versus single player. I prefer single player. Surprised? I don't know. Maybe just a little bit. Because most of the games I play are single player, but let me explain why. So honestly, I bet you guys could guess why I picked the single player path. I picked the single player path, and it's not to say I haven't ever played multiplayer games. I used to play multiplayer games quite a bit. I used to do that more when I was in my teenage years. I played multiplayer games more often than single player. Kind of when I was really young, I played single player. Teenage years, I played more multiplayer, and I really stopped playing single player. But then as I became an adult, I came back to single player, especially when I started, well, a little bit before I started doing content, but after even more. And some of the reasons behind that were just I had a lot of good moments. Like there was a lot of good times with people that I played with, but toxicity is a thing, and when you're playing multiplayer games, it's something that you have to deal with, whether it's bullying or anything. I mean, you're playing online with people, and whether you're voice chatting or text chat, you can face some kind of toxicity in that. Uh, Number one, that's why I prefer single player, because I like to be in my own little world playing a game. I love that you guys get to watch that. That is the very first reason I would say why I prefer single player over multiplayer. But there are a couple more reasons as well. Another reason why I prefer single player over camera. Camera! What is my camera doing? Hello? Hello? That's fine. Anyway, another reason why I prefer sorry if you're just listening. My camera is like it was off a little bit, so but it's okay. Uh well, it's not okay, but there we go. Okay. Stay. Stay there. Oh, why are you doing that? Get me in there. Okay. All right. Are you done? Are you done, camera? Okay. Another reason why I prefer the single player experience is because just the fact that you can kind of control that experience. Multiplayer, you'll have a little less control, but like for almost any game out there, if you are playing it on single player, you control kind of the vibe, the pace that you're playing, and I really like that about gaming in general. I like that I can control that, and I can play a game really fast, or I can play a game really slow and take my time and enjoy the world how I wanted to, and not be rushed by this or that, you know. That was another main reason why I like single player. Another reason why I like single player games personally is because I feel like sometimes, yeah, you can have great moments on multiplayer games, like you really can. But I really think the single player experience gives you that. Like, I can personally say that any game that has really truly touched me or impacted me was when I was playing a single player type of game where I was just me and the game experience. I think that is really important when you're playing a game, to feel connected to the world, the characters, something about the game you resonate with is gonna be really important when you're having a single player experience. So I feel like the whole experience in general is more powerful. Now, as far as the multiplayer good thing goes, why camera? This is gonna be the camera. Camera, come here. Okay, as far as the multiplayer, the case for multiplayer being the best, I guess you could argue there's that social aspect of it. Like, if you like to play with your friends and that's all you really like to do, multiplayer is for you. You got that social aspect of it that you don't really get with single player. So that's really nice. You can make friends. I mean, you can date. There is a lot of things you can say multiplayer is great for when you're playing multiplayer single player gaming. Um, Replayability is actually better, I would say, with multiplayer because of the sense of unpredictability, the sense of chaos, because there's that factor of I don't know what everybody in this lobby is going to do or say, and that is going to make the game feel more replayable because you never know what you truly are going to get out of a multiplayer session. In a lot of games, you just don't know what people are going to do, so it can make it more fun and unpredictable if people like, to feel like they just want to game, be present, and just be in the moment. That is such an important factor. Is, oh, anything could happen, and some people they thrive off that when they play games. Or the competitive aspect. I mean, single player, yeah, you have like leaderboards and stuff and other stuff like that, but multiplayer, there's a lot of competitive multiplayer games. So if you're very competitive, I can see how gaming is more of a competition, like a team versus team or me 1v1, something like that. I can see how that feeds into a lot of people's desire to play multiplayer over single player. Single player isn't for everybody, and neither is multiplayer. But these are a lot of reasons why either of these are great. And I already told you guys what I prefer. But that doesn't mean I don't like multiplayer. I love multiplayer. But for now, well, forever, I've always loved single player. Now, even when I'm older, I've loved it a little bit more than multiplayer. But those are the kind of the cases I would make for each one if I was making a case for single player or multiplayer. Now, I feel like there are some things that we should touch base or go over per se. And that's like the co-op games, the couch co-op, local, online co-op stuff. That's sometimes gray area, right? Or, for instance, Souls likes games where it's like Elden Ring. I know Elden Ring does this. I don't know how many of these do it. But where you're playing in a single player open world or single player world, but you have online aspects to the game. I think that these are gray areas for the single player versus multiplayer debate talk. Um, I would say that co-ops, like, if you want kind of that double experience, a co-op game is a great way to experience that. There are great games out there like A Way Out, It Takes Two. There is so many. I mean, Army of Two, maybe, I don't know. But a lot of great co-op experiences that have that single player aspect to it. And if we're talking about like Souls-like games, personally, I don't really like the online part of that. I feel like it's so unnecessary, but it's cool. It has its place, but it's not for me. Like, if I play a Dark Souls or an Elden Ring, Souls-like game. I just want to play it for like me. I just want to play it by myself. But I love when I have a co-op game. Co-op games I feel like are so cool. I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to finish this in 2 parts. So, like I was saying, with couch co-op, I think couch co-op is a good way to to play that single player plus multiplayer feel. Uh, and I really enjoy that when I feel like I want to play with somebody in certain types of games. Um, I would say some of the hybrids in the game world are games like it would be like Minecraft for sure, because I can play Minecraft by myself and have a blast, and also play with other people. Um, and I've enjoyed both ways. Also, I mean, I think you can play games like Elden Ring by yourself. I prefer Elden Ring by yourself, but I guess you can play it with other people if you have the finger thing. Um, and these are hybrids, like they can both work, but it doesn't mean you have to. And then like Borderlands, I recently played Borderlands 3 with my dad. That's another game that you could just play by yourself and enjoy. He's played it for a long time by himself. So that is a great option for a hybrid single player plus multiplayer type of game. And the way that games are kind of changing and evolving with the whole live service where they're constantly updating, they kind of release the game half done. Um, Personally, I like when the games are done and they're released when they're done. I don't really like it when they release a half baked game and then kind of work on it as it's being played. I get it, but I also don't like it. So, I mean, and I think that hurts the whole playing a single player game if it's not fully done. I think it can help it in a way, but it also can hurt it, like the immersion of it. Um, Co-op games, I feel like, are coming out more and more every year. I think that they're getting the hang of how those are fun for everybody, and they're innovating new ways that we can play co-op games too, which is really cool to see, I think. Um, but you do see, aside from the multiplayers, you do see a lot of single player games out there, and that is really important. I think that returning back to a form of more single player and less multiplayer, I think that you're going to feel the game more. You're going to play that game and enjoy it more as a single player experience. Um that's my personal opinion. Some people think I would be wrong for saying that. And that's totally fine. We all have our own opinion when it comes to single player and multiplayer types of games, but that's what I think. So, as we're approaching the end of this live stream, as we're approaching the end of this podcast episode, which has been so fun, um, I wanted to kind of give you guys some questions you can answer either on the Spotify comments or YouTube comments. Let me know. This is going to be a fun little rapid fire questionnaire. So if you guys have any questions or if you have any comments or just answering these questions, let me know in the comments. So, first one, better soundtrack, single player, multiplayer games. I will just answer these quick and I want you guys to answer them too. Single player, better soundtrack usually. Better replayability, multiplayer. Better memories, single player without a doubt. Better endings, single player. Better boss fights, single player. Better customization, multiplayer. I'll give that to multiplayer. Better communities. Ooh. I mean, I guess single player games have communities too. You know what? I'm going to say single player on that one. I feel like there are better gaming communities with single player games. Multiplayer games can get more toxic. Better horror, single player. Better RPGs, single player. Better with friends, multiplayer. I mean, you could argue a single player, but no. Better solo, like playing solo. I mean, single player. I mean, I'm very biased with single player games. So, I I declared I think the winner, but we can break them also down by categories, which I have done. And I want you guys to let me know your categories if you want to get really detailed in the comments as well. Detail it and let me know in the comments. So, let's break it down by category. Stories, narratives, single player. Immersion, single player. Without a doubt, single player is immersive. Social experience, multiplayer for sure. Replayability, I'm gonna give it to multiplayer because, and I'll tell you why. Because with multiplayer, you are definitely just not gonna know what's gonna happen. I mean, you could replay a single player game again and again and get a different. Like people have been saying when I've been playing Red Dead Redemption 2, that they get a different thing happen every time they play it again, which is awesome. That's cool, but usually in multiplayer you get more replayability because a lot more people are playing the same thing, but it's a different outcome each time in multiplayer. Relaxation, I'm gonna give it to single player because I've played some of the most relaxing games that I really calm me down in any situation in single player. Competition, multiplayer, of course, if you want to be competitive. Creativity, I want to say that creativity, we're going to say that's equal because I think multiplayer games have a lot of creativity and single player games, they both they both do. Longevity, probably multiplayer because once you play a single player game, unless it's got a lot of replayability, it's going to be multiplayer for that longevity. Emotional impact, single player. Fun with friends, multiplayer. Now, I don't think that one is objectively better than the other, but I sway towards single player. I like single player. Objectively, I've played both, so it's not like we're saying, "Hey, single player games are better than multiplayer games," because they're not in some instances. But I personally will always side with, "Hey, I want to play a single player game over a multiplayer game." Um, because of the reason, and yes, multiplayer has worlds you can lose yourself in, but single player, I mean, there's just nothing like it. Um, Multiplayer games can create memories that you have with your friends or just random people that you'll never forget. Um, I think the best way to put this or to finish this episode out is to say that both single player and multiplayer games have a place in your library of games, right? They both have a place. They both deserve to be played when you feel like it. So, all in all, play whichever one you like, whichever one you prefer. I dabble in both. But if you like one certain one, let me know what you think. I think that this was a really interesting topic for today's podcast. I think just focusing single player and multiplayer, but not saying this and that versus this and that. I think that instead of doing that, it was good to say in the end that we kind of went on a journey with this one and saying single player and multiplayer, yeah, you can have a preference, but I think they both deserve a little bit of love, especially because if you want the full gaming experience, a lot of I think people that play games will play their personal games when they got nobody to play with, and then when somebody wants to play with them, they got multiplayer too. I know I play games with my wife, or I'll play with friends whenever they ask me to sometimes, and then when I'm doing my content or I just relaxing at home, sometimes I'll play single player games in private. So, with that being said, thank you all so much for watching for today's podcast episode. I know it came out a little bit later than usually scheduled, but that is a good thing in a way because that means you'll be getting 2 episodes in August with this one and another podcast episode in August. Um, because this one was supposed to be the July podcast episode, but you will still get your August podcast episode later this month. So this will be on Spotify and YouTube. Thank you all so much. You got your Colespace XP today, and I will see you all another day. Bye for now, everybody. Thanks for watching or listening, wherever or whichever you may be doing right now. Have a great day.